The next thing we want to talk about, which would be white belt, meaning that it's just entry-level material, is the basic knee. So again, we have our fighting stance. We should always be up on the balls of our feet. Get used to having your hands up. There's a couple of things that are going to be important here. The first knee that we should learn should be to the body. And we have a right knee and a left knee. Though when we're in a fighting stance, a right knee is a rear knee and a left knee is a front knee. So let's talk about the right, which is the rear. I'm going to have my hands up. It is important to realize that if I don't lean back a little bit, my hips are not going to be able to go forward and my knee is not going to move. So I want to keep my hands up. I'm going to lean back a little bit as that knee comes up and in. So I should be on the balls of my feet, nice and light. I'm going to keep my hands up. I don't want to drop them. It's human nature to drop our hands as our legs come up. But I want to keep my chin down, my hands up. I'm going to lean a little bit back, about 15 degrees, as that knee comes up and in. From the side, you're going to notice that my toes are pointed back, and increasingly as we get comfortable with the motion, we want to talk about the heel kind of reaching back toward the buttocks. So again, I have my hands up, and the knee is coming up and in. I lean a little bit back, and the knee comes up and in. Up and in. So that is my right knee from the front up and in. And you'll notice my hands stay up to protect my face. The right knee from the side, my hands stay up to protect my face. Up and in. From the side, we can take a look at the left knee. Obviously, if I just did this, I'm not going to have any power. We never want to do just this. So one of the first things we learn with the left knee is the switch step. Now a lot of people, when they do this, they'll end up going really forward. What I want to do again is stressing that idea that we talked about with the wheeling body, with the center line theory, that your head, your shoulders, and your hips are on one line, and that line is perpendicular to the floor. I have my hands up, and when I switch, I'm going to stay erect. Just switch my feet in place as if they're on two different railroad tracks. When I do that, I keep my hands up. I'm light on my feet, and my left knee is going to come up and in, and then I'll go back into my stance. So I switch step, knee, come down, come back. Switch step, knee, come down, come back. This will also tell you really quickly if you're light enough on your feet, on the balls of your feet, because if you're on your heels, this will become a kind of a walking through mud kind of thing. So once we've done the knees a little bit in the air, we can start doing them on the bag. First thing to keep in mind on a bag is I always want to pick one spot for the knee. I never want to hit the bag and drag my knee on the bag. It's going to injure me. It's also not how the technique is actually applied. So realistic application, which also prevents injury. I get in front of the bag, and I picture the bag as if it's someone I'm fighting that's about the same height as me. I'm going to keep my hands up to defend myself. I can think about grabbing for a little bit, but I can also think about a long knee, which is a knee strike that I'm going to land without actually necessarily clinching. With my right knee, it's going to come up and off the floor, up and in, touch and come back. Again, my toes are going to be pointed. I'm going to try to bring my heel up toward my buttocks. I'm going to lean a little bit back so my hips can go forward, touch, and come back. Touch and come back. This would be a knee to the body, up and in. Right knee up and in. Right knee up and in. To do the left knee, I'm not going to have any power from here. So I do the little switch step. The sole reason to do the switch step is so I can generate some power by bringing it to the rear side. I'm going to touch, I'm going to come down and come back into my stance. Switch step, touch, come down, come back. Switch step, touch, down, and back.